Close your eyes. Imagine being trapped inside darkness. You cannot move. You cannot see. You hear breathing. But it is not only yours. Something is inside the sack with you, waiting, watching. And history tells us that this was not imagination. This was law. In ancient Rome, there was a punishment so terrifying that even death was not considered enough. This was Poena Cullei, the punishment of the living sack. Ancient Rome was built on family hierarchy. The father was called paterfamilias, the absolute authority of the household. To kill a parent was not just homicide. It was a rebellion against nature itself. Roman society believed that parricide fractured cosmic order. The criminal was not seen as simply evil. They were seen as unnatural. Historians trace the punishment to around the 2nd century BCE during the late Roman Republic. Roman law was becoming increasingly severe. Political violence was rising, and public executions were becoming instruments of social fear. During the late Republic, the legal system was reorganized under the dictatorship of Lucius Cornelius Sulla. Sulla's reforms expanded state authority. Crimes against family and state were punished with extreme severity. Although he did not invent the sack execution, his era reinforced its legal legitimacy. The execution process was slow, deliberate, psychologically devastating. First, the condemned was beaten with rods, not necessarily to kill, but to break dignity. Then came the sack, a large leather container called culleus. The criminal was sewn inside like an object, not like a human. Historical references vary, but Roman texts sometimes mention animals placed inside. These animals were symbolic, not random. Each represented a moral concept. They usually included dogs, snakes, roosters, and monkeys. Dogs were guardians. Inside the sack, the dog symbolized betrayal of family trust. Snakes were associated with hidden danger, the silent corruption of the soul. The rooster announces dawn. But inside the sack, it was trapped in eternal night. The monkey, where included, the monkey symbolized distorted human nature. The parricide was considered spiritually dehumanized. The sealed sack was carried to water, river, sea, or deep current. Then it was thrown in. The victim would suffocate, drown, and possibly be attacked by the animals inside. It was not just an execution. It was a symbolic erasure. Romans believed burial mattered. Proper burial allowed peaceful passage of the soul. But Poena Cullei denied burial. The criminal was excluded from memory and spiritual rest. Some feared the soul would wander endlessly. The punishment, though previously rare, resurfaced again during the reign of Emperor Constantine the Great. By this period, Christianity was influencing Roman law. Parricide was considered morally monstrous. The revival showed how religion and law merged in late empire justice. Most historians believe it was rare. It was reserved for extreme parricide cases. Other execution methods were more common. But rarity increased fear. People feared what they rarely saw but heard about. By the 4th century CE, the practice faded. The Christianization of Roman legal philosophy reduced ritual executions. Justice gradually shifted toward standardized punishment. Poena Cullei was not just death, it was social erasure. The criminal was not allowed to rest among the dead, not allowed to be remembered, not allowed to return to the world of the living. History does not only remember empires by their glory, sometimes it remembers them by their fear. And in the shadow of Roman law, there was a punishment designed not simply to kill a man, but to bury his humanity inside darkness.